Okay, we are recording now. Guys, I hope you miss me because at this point I probably miss you. At this particular time, I will either be on JetBlue watching the Food Network, or most likely I'll be in New York having some ice cream or a good burger. Who knows? Anyway, I wanted to kind of give you guys the instructions over the next couple days for your navi assignments. I wanted to have a test on Friday, but I don't think we will be ready for it. So instead, we're going to have it on Monday when I get back. But the next 2 days are going to be very crucial for you. So this is what we're going to do. I want to pinpoint a few things that happened. Hold on, let me just see if I'm recording because it's possible. Well, it turns out I was and I messed it up. All right, anyway, all right, we're back. All right, sweet. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're finishing the whole Sefer. So it's very important that you, guys study not only the recent prakim that we did, but a quick overdraft of a few questions throughout the whole entire Sefer that I am going to have on you guys. So here it goes. I have two things for the study guide. I'm going to be telling you questions that are going to be on the test. Your job is to write down the questions and answers and look them up as you want. Some of the questions I want to elaborate on. And also, I have two articles, which are quite long, but I believe you guys can handle it, about two different points of the Navi that we recently had just to explain things. One thing is, there's going to be papers you're going to have that's going to be on the census. It's going to explain. It's a great article I found from a great website called Hatanach. And the other thing is on, let me find the cover page. Hold on. Anyway, I can't find the cover page to it, but I'm going to print it out. It's going to look the same thing, more about that whole part of with the Gilboa, with David having to give up 7 of Shaul's kids and why. It's a kind of a confusing situation why that happened. So these two articles explain these two things, which I think will clarify a lot for us. I want a summary of each article written down as part of the test. Okay? So these two articles they're quite lengthy. You will have to write in your own words a quick summary. It could be 2-3 paragraphs. I'm happy. Question, answer, why, what we're worried about. That's what it is. Anyway, that's how it goes. So the first thing we're going to do is go through the questions. The first question I have is like this. I want to know who appointed David HaMelech as the king? Who appointed him as king? When did he become king? General information. Very easy, especially those that did the Chidon Tanakh. Question number 2, and feel free to pause me as you want. I don't care if I could be like frozen, but if you need to pause, you can definitely pause. It's fine. Question number 2 is, when did David officially accept the leadership? From the time he was appointed, what was he waiting for to accept becoming the Melech Israel? That's what I want to know. Number 3, who was the previous king before David? If these are obvious questions for you, that's very good. If you're still unsure, make sure you're sure before we celebrate the Siyum of the Sefer. Number 4. What 2 times, and you guys will have to put your thinking caps or reference last year, but what 2 times did David HaMelech have to rebuild an army or build an army? Okay? To give you guys an example, well, just to tell you the answer pretty much, because, why not? We know, I'll give you one. When David first became king, he had to build an army, right? He had that whole fight with Avner and Ishbosheth, and there was a whole bunch of people on their side that didn't think that David should be the king. So it took a while for David to build his own people, his own army. And the second one is, you guys should know, I shouldn't have to tell you, but I would reference Perek Yud Tet. Next. Who was Avshalom? And what did he want from David? Who was Avshalom? And what did he want from David? If you don't know the answer, go ask. Let's see, who in the class would be good to ask? Yitzi. Go ask Yitzi. Yitzi should be the one. Next. Who was David's general? If you don't know, ask Yitzi. Yitzi should know who David's general was. Okay? Next. Before going to war with Avshalom, what did David specifically request from Yoav and the people? If you don't know, you could probably ask Yitzi. Ask Yitzi. Next. How many of Avshalom's people died in the war? How many of Avshalom's people died in the war? This should be the 8th question. If you don't know, ask Yitzi. Not a question on the test, but who can guess what song is going through my head right now? That's right. First we're boys, then we become men. Then we become werewolves. I forgot even the tune a little bit. It's a little off, but werewolf bar mitzvah. That's what's going through my head right now. Thank you guys very much. Anyway, number 9. How many Avshalom people died in war? Next, number 9. Who were the first people to rejoin David after Avshalom? Who were the first people to rejoin after David? Who were the first people to rejoin David after the whole saga with Avshalom? Next, why did Sheva ben Bichri blow the shofar? What was he trying to show when he blew the shofar? Next, 11, what greatness do we see from Yoav that he killed Amasa? Now, I want to take a moment here and explain it to you because it's fascinating, and I don't know if you guys really got the point when we first came through this, so I think it's important to show you now. Yoav is the man. I love this guy. Yoav, to me, throughout the whole entire Sefer Shmuel, is the most devoted person you could possibly imagine. He's wonderful. Time and time again, from the beginning till end, he has shown his devotion to David HaMelech. That's why he was very passionate at times where David was down. If you guys remember, David kind of made Amasa now the general under him, right? Kind of threw Yoav under the bus, kind of put him to the side, kind of said, hey, this is not meant for me. You're not my man. And Yoav, like most of us in that situation, would have been like, this is so stupid. I know what he feels like. Look, I was replaced by iPads in my navi class with 7th grade. You know, it happens. You know how I feel about those iPads? I hate them. Just joking, guys. I'm putting that aside. I'm just bringing it up. Anyway. But get back on subject. And Eitan, stop talking right now. Stop talking. Eitan, stop. Adam, I see what you're doing. Cut it out. Thank you. Fishkin, pay attention. All right. Now, so Yoav was a phenomenal guy. What was so amazing about Yoav? Yoav actually was cut by David, which any normal person in the world would have left him and forgotten him. And Yoav realized that Amasa was not a good guy. He realized that Amasa was not able to handle the truth of David, and he was now taking his entire kochot, powers, and joining with the likings of Sheva. So Yoav killed him because Yoav never forgot David HaMelech and how devoted he was to David HaMelech. Even though David may have forgotten him a little bit, he was always devoted to David HaMelech. And even though he was kind of kicked away, he still stayed focused. And he realized that Amasa was up to no good, and that's why he killed Amasa in the fifth rib, because that was the cool place to kill people. But that is exactly what happened. So Yoav gains a lot of respect in my book. And you see, right away, David HaMelech gets Yoav to continue the leadership role that he had prior to the whole mess with Sheva ben Bichri. Okay, moving on. What was the cause of the famine? And that's what one of these papers are about. Okay, the cause of the famine was what? From Shaul. Okay, number 13. What did David do to make peace? Number 14. Pay attention. What's wrong with counting people? Why can't you just say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, etc.? And why does Eitan always like using shahakal? Number 15. What does counting in a group help? In other words, when you're not counted, like with the Machzit HaShekel, why is counting with the group so much better than individual counting? Next. Why did Yoav go first to Gad? Out of all the people to start the census is by David, even though he didn't want to, etc. Why did he go to Gad? Number 17 is, what were the choices of punishment that David had? Number 18 is, what choice did David choose and why? Why did David choose the choice that he did? And number 19 is Aravna. Okay? I'm sorry. What did David have to do to stop the plague? Is number 19. Like, to stop the pestilence, what did he have to do? Even though I just gave away the answer to the previous question. And why did he not, from Aravna, why did he not want to take it as a gift? Why did he specifically want to purchase the items that he needed? So those are the questions. Write them down. If you didn't do it, it's just not the right time to slack off. I'm trying to enjoy myself in New York right now. I don't want the substitute calling me. And most important, I will leave you guys with this message. You know, it's very important. It's very important to, it's very important in New York when going to a pizza shop, not to wait in line because you'll never get served. You just have to go in and say, yo, let me get a pie. And that's what I plan on doing. Anyway, I miss you guys tremendously. If I find something very cheap, maybe I'll buy you. Probably not. But anyway, that's it. Until next time, I'm Rabbi Yadi. I'll be here all week. And unfortunately, I won't be here. Not today!